As you can see from a few of those shots, it got really green really fast, and it's beginning to feel like summer. Buster's loving it. We're going to shave his hair off tomorrow. The bees are out. Everything is just much better and warmer. And but with that, I also had to clean up my trail. So here's a little montage of me cleaning it. Okay, so while that looked like maybe an hour, or I don't know how long you feel, that took about a week to clean up my entire trail. It's a lot of work, but that's not what we're talking about today. We're talking about the difference between skinnier bars and wider bars, and the pros and cons of each. So let's get into it. Okay, so the first pair of bars we'll be talking about are the bars I've been using for a long time. They're Specialized XC 6066. They're super narrow compared to most bars. They are just under 2 feet long. But when my uncle bought this bike at first, he did cut them down, so they probably were longer stock. But this is what I'm used to, so I didn't find any noticeable changes. But where these kind of bars really shine is tight trails. So if you're ever close to trees, the more narrow the bars, you'll be able to go faster. And then also, obvious one is that it's lighter than wider bars. I mean, probably not by too much, but if you're really finicky about that, then yeah, they are a little bit lighter. They're more for cross-country kind of stuff. As you can see, they're called XC in the title. And then some of the cons of them are less control and not the same leverage when turning. It's really fidgety and touchy. But for jumping, as you can see right here, they are definitely not the best. When you land, it's pretty touchy and just not the best for jumping. And then also for catwalking, it feels normal to me. Nothing I can really say. And then also bunny hopping, just the same. But let's go over a little run over about some of the pros and cons. Okay, so some pros of the skinnier bars are, one, they are smaller, so you can go in between trees faster and you'll be more comfortable in between trees. It's lighter than wider bars. They're more for cross-country. And then some cons are you have less control, it's pretty fidgety, and not the same leverage when turning. Now let's put on the wider bars. One thing I wanted to mention, that if you're ever taking off grips or putting on grips, use air because it works super good. These are Cannondale C2s. They're 2 foot and 3 inches, being quite a bit larger than my other ones. 3 inches doesn't sound like much, but it actually makes a huge difference. But here's my first reactions as soon as I hopped on the bike with the wider bars. My first initial thoughts is that it feels like a bigger bike. Definitely. Feels a lot bigger. I could definitely feel that the bike brought my weight and my chest forward opposed to the smaller bars, which I think is a good thing in a lot of cases. Another big noticeable thing, especially with more speed, you can notice it more, was I felt more in control and the bike felt more stable and I had more leverage in corners. But I did slightly feel closer to trees. It was a little more tight, but nothing too bad. Another thing I definitely felt was that the steering was way slowed down. It was a lot less fidgety like the skinnier bars, but I think that's a good thing. It gives you more time to think, and it's just better. The biggest noticeable change that I felt was from jumping. I was a lot more in control, a lot more stable, a lot more comfortable. And catwalking seemed to stay the same, didn't affect it very much. Same with bunny hopping, I didn't really notice much there either. So let's go over overall what I thought of the wide bars. So the pros was that, yeah, it definitely felt a lot more stable. I felt more confident. I had more leverage. I just definitely felt more in control. Some cons were slower turning, but I felt that was a good thing. But it was a little sluggish. I had less room on the trails, like hitting the trees. And then a little bit more weight, but nothing noticeable. But overall, I really liked the wide bars. Okay guys, so that's the end of the video. I decided I'm going to keep the longer bars and experiment with them a little bit more. I'm pretty sure I like them more, but you know, just to make sure. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. Sorry I haven't posted it for like 3 weeks. I mean, it's not an excuse, but I'm going to use it. I've been writing my finals. I wrote 1 final so far out of school. And then the next couple of weeks I'll be writing finals, so I might slow down uploading, but then after that it'll be back to normal. But sorry about that. Thank you guys for watching. Remember to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video.